Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this video will be about bags that I contemplated selling and in some cases came really close to selling, and I'm so happy that I changed my mind. First on the list is this Louis Vuitton Speedy 25 in Damier Ebene. I bought this bag in 2006 in Paris. It was my first Louis Vuitton bag and I wore this bag for years straight. I had very few luxury bags at that time, so this bag got a ton of use and it's in remarkably good condition considering. So when I got my first Chanel bag in 2011, I used my Chanel Maxi so much and it became really hard for me to use any bag that didn't have a strap. This Speedy pretty much never got used after that, and so around 2012, I contemplated selling it, but the Speedy 25 was not a popular bag at that time, so even though I only paid $300 and something for this bag, I probably would have taken a loss had I sold it on eBay at that time. But why I'm so happy that I kept it isn't that I necessarily plan on ever using this bag again, but this is a really great bag for my daughter once she's of age, so I think this would be a really lovely 16th or 18th birthday present, depending on how responsible she is with her things. And even though this was my first Louis Vuitton bag, I'm not particularly sentimental about it, so let's say she really doesn't like this bag, I would have no problem selling it if people are still interested in Speedies 8-9 years from now. But I think this would be really cool for her to have her first bag being her mom's very first Louis Vuitton bag that she bought in Paris. So I'm really happy that I kept this one. So the next bag on my list, I think it's called the Prada Nylon Vella backpack. Don't quote me on that, but it's basically a nylon Prada backpack. I bought this bag when I was super young, maybe in 2003, so this bag is 17 years old. It's a really old bag, and I used it quite a bit, and then I just never used it again. And I really forgot about it until I had a child and started going to playgrounds and Disney World and all those types of places where you would want your hands completely free and you need a weatherproof bag. I didn't think about selling this one way or the other until Louis Vuitton came out with the Palm Springs line. Everyone wanted the Palm Springs bag, and no one had been wearing these nylon Prada backpacks for many years, so it was pretty outdated. And I thought, why don't you just sell this and put whatever money towards a Louis Vuitton backpack? I'm so happy I didn't do that for a number of reasons. Now I realize that the straps on the PM or MM size on the Louis Vuitton Palm Springs backpack would be way too bulky, especially when you're at Disney and you're sweaty anyway. That just contributes to an already bad situation. The thing about this Prada is that it's feather light and it's perfect for those occasions where you need a backpack but you don't want to feel like you're wearing much of anything. The other reason that I'm so happy that I didn't sell it is that these Prada backpacks came back with a vengeance and they became really popular again. And I believe they were selling for over $1,000 for this size. I paid maybe $200 and something, which was a big deal for me back then. So needless to say, I would have been kicking myself had I sold this. This backpack is all that I need. I only need a backpack a few times a year. This has become solely my annual Disney bag. No need to spend thousands of dollars on a Louis Vuitton backpack for that purpose. So the third bag on this list, we're back to Louis Vuitton, and this bag is called the Bloomsbury Pm. It's a crossbody bag with an adjustable strap in Damier Ebene. I bought it because I had a baby and I did not own one crossbody bag. And I was very into Louis Vuitton, but I was not into the monogram canvas, and they just did not make many crossbody bags in Damia Ben. So what happened was I thought I would be using this all the time after I had my baby, and what I quickly realized is I lived in New Jersey and I went everywhere in a car, so having a crossbody bag really didn't make that big of a difference. So I would inevitably carry a bag that I liked better, like a Chanel Classic flap, and everything else was in my diaper bag. So I didn't get a lot of use out of this at the time. And so I thought, there's no point in keeping it, I might as well sell it. What happened was that I no longer live in New Jersey, I live in Manhattan, and now I don't drive anywhere. I walk everywhere, and crossbody bags are really great. So I use my Pochette Matisse all the time, but this is an all-weather bag. So there are times when I'm going out, I need my hands free, I don't want to take a mini Chanel, I don't want to ruin the untreated leather on the Pochette Matisse, and this is just the perfect option. I don't think this is the most beautiful bag, but it's probably one of the most practical bags that I own, and had I sold this, I would be tasked with finding a all-weather crossbody, and I believe these are discontinued now, so I'm sure there are plenty of other options at Louis Vuitton, but I paid less than $1,000 for this bag. I'm sure that pretty much anything that I found now would be a lot more than that. So another one that I'm really happy that I kept. Okay, fourth on my list is the Hermes Evelyn in the TPM size. This is the smallest size Evelyn, and it is in color Gris Eton in Clemence leather. Now, I love this bag, but at some point I realized I'm not a mini bag person. I bought this because I wanted a small gray bag, but then I realized last year that I didn't want a bag this small, and I wasn't getting a ton of use out of it. Why I'm happy I didn't sell it was for a couple of reasons. The first, I got a Kelly in the same gray color, and this strap works perfectly crossbody. I've discovered that I don't like using the Kelly crossbody, so that's kind of a moot point right now, but still it's not terrible to have options. Why I'm really happy that I didn't sell it is that we are now in the age of coronavirus, and this has become my Corona bag. Since I'm not going anywhere for the full day, the few times that I do leave my house, I'm not taking that much with me, and I want to be completely hands-free, and this is the perfect bag for that. The only other really tiny bag that I have is a Chanel mini, and I don't really want that to be my errands bag. This is a way more hard-wearing leather and perfect for that use. So really happy that I did not sell this bag. Last on my list is the Chanel Black Maxi Caviar Classic Flap with silver hardware. I bought this bag in 2011, so it's 9 years old at this point. So this bag is and has always been my most used Chanel bag. So for a long time I couldn't figure out why I liked the Maxi more than the Jumbo, because it seemed like everyone else felt the opposite. And I realized there are a few reasons for this. First, I find the Maxi more comfortable to carry than the Jumbo. They weigh just about the same. The Maxi probably weighs a few ounces more, so there's no discernible difference when you wear them in terms of weight. However, the weight of the Jumbo is in the strap, so the chain on your shoulder is very heavy. Now, don't get me wrong, I have the Jumbo in the beige clear color and I love it. I realized that I love the Jumbo size in colors. And I think that's because unlike black classic flaps that I have in different sizes, with bags in different colors, I'm unlikely to duplicate that color in different sizes. So I would only really have one gray or one red or one pink. So I'd probably get the bag that would be the most versatile. And I still think a black Jumbo is a great option for people who are just buying one Chanel classic flap bag. The other thing that I like about the Maxi is that it's purposefully big, whereas the Jumbo is trying to be a jack of all trades, but it's too big to be formal, but it's too small to be a work or everyday bag for someone like me that carries a lot. And in general, because the maxi has these purposefully oversized proportions, it gives a very cool vibe for me. And I wear it with a leather jacket and high boots. I know it's not for everyone, but I just love that oversized casual look. Interestingly, I think my medium large lambskin classic flap is my most beautiful bag, yet the maxi is what I get compliments on all the time. There is just something about a big old Chanel bag that I really enjoy. I also don't see maxis very often. Whenever I do see them, I stop and stare. And at heart, I am just a big bag person. Even though I'm a tiny person, I just love the look of a big bag. So I contemplated selling this bag fairly recently when I discovered I had a big dent in the front of my bag. I thought I must have sat in it, maybe my daughter was playing with it and she damaged it, but I couldn't get it out. And I thought, if I'm going to have to pay to get this repaired, I might as well sell it and put the money towards a jumbo, since I probably don't even need the extra space anyway, and the prices of maxis are so outrageous that I'm certainly not going to get another one of those. So the jumbo was the next best option. Now, I got a pretty big nudge before the Chanel price increase, and I just went ahead and bought a jumbo. Now that was a complete debacle. Let's just say I bought the Chanel jumbo, I decided to sell this bag, and I had it stuffed and boxed up. It wasn't until July that I got a quote from an online resale site, and I took it out of the box to inspect it before I shipped it off, and magically that big dent had disappeared. So apparently over the couple months where it was stuffed and laying on its back in the box, that dent is no longer there. I can still see the shadow of it, but it's not nearly what it was before. And I realized that I hadn't damaged it, I was just storing it wrong. So basically I was storing the bag with the straps inside, standing up in my bag cabinet. And the maxi pretty much weighs exactly the same as a jumbo, but as I said earlier, the big difference is the maxi's weight is in the leather, whereas the jumbo's weight is in the straps. So if you store a leather heavy bag standing up like this, it will sag and dent. So that's not just an issue with the maxi, it's also an issue with the GST, also an issue with the Birkin in Togo or Clemence. The weight of those bags are in the leather, and if you store it upright for long periods of time without shifting the weight, you will see sagging and denting in the bottom, which is exactly what I got. Thankfully, I think I noticed it early enough that I packed it away and the problem is pretty much resolved. And now I know that as much as I love looking at this bag, this is one that I will have to store in the box between uses, or even if it's in my bag cabinet, I have to keep it laying down most of the time. So I was thrilled to see that, and I decided not to sell it. The other reason that I'm so glad that I decided not to sell it is in the time that I had it packed up and I was dealing with the nightmare Chanel issues and buying the jumbo, I was watching all of these maxi videos on YouTube, and every time I saw someone reviewing their maxi, I got jealous. That's a really good sign that you should not be selling an item if you see other people with it and you still want it. I'm really happy that it's still in my collection, and I'm also really happy that I figured out how to care for and store this bag properly before there was irreparable damage. Also, in trying to purchase my jumbo, I got some first-hand experience in what Chanel quality is like right now for newer bags, and that really made me appreciate the quality of the leather of my maxi even more. So that's it, guys. Those are my 5 bags that I seriously contemplated selling, and I'm so happy that I didn't sell them. When I buy a bag, I really plan to keep it. It takes me a really long time to decide to sell anything, which I don't think is a bad thing because it allows me to gain some perspective and change my mind before I regret it. I'm very happy to say that all of these bags, I found very legitimate reasons to sell them at the time, but I took my time and really contemplated it. And personally, I like having a collection of bags that are many years old, even if they show some wear, and I don't always feel the need to have the newest and the trendiest. So please let me know if you have any bags that you thought seriously about selling and didn't. What do you think about that decision now? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.